The machine made a perfect copy of me. It remembered my childhood. It knew the joke I was about to tell. Then a red light came on. One conscious mind detected. There were two of us in the room. The exit would open only after one body was switched off. I had 30 seconds to prove the conscious one was me. First problem. Every test matched. Second problem. The copy remembered being me. He knew what I was about to try. I asked what he felt. Afraid, he said. So was I. The machine offered its first test, memory. An old photograph appeared between us. A child stood beside a broken red bicycle. Both of us remembered the fall, the rain, and the lie we told about the bent wheel. We even remembered the part that was outside the picture. The screen kept the same answer, match. His hands shook like mine. His voice cracked in the same place. When a needle touched our fingers, both of us pulled away. The machine scanned our brains. Every signal it showed was the same. Then he turned toward me. What if I am conscious and you are not? That was the first question I could not test. I picked a number after we separated. He could not guess it, but that only proved we now had different information. It did not prove either of us felt anything. The screen finally changed from match to different. For 1 second, that felt like progress. It was not. The machine knew we were no longer identical. It still could not tell me which difference contained a person. I told him a new joke. He laughed. Maybe the laugh was real. Maybe it was only the exact movement a real laugh would make. There is an old thought experiment about an imaginary copy like this. It has a terrible name, a philosophical zombie. Not a monster, not a dead person. It looks like you. It talks like you. Its body and brain do everything yours do, but there is no experience inside. No darkness, no silence, not even emptiness, because emptiness would still be something to feel. From outside the glass, the missing experience would leave no mark. The copy would still say the needle hurt. It would still remember the bicycle. It would still insist that it was not pretending. Almost nobody thinks these copies are secretly walking around. The point is to ask a harder question. If the copy behaves exactly like a conscious person, what evidence could separate them? I know pain because pain happens to me. I know fear because I feel it arrive. But I never enter someone else's experience. I see their face, I hear their words, I watch what their body does. Then I trust that a life is happening inside them too. That trust is not foolish. Other people have bodies and brains like ours. Their behavior makes sense if they have feelings, plans, and memories. It is the best explanation we have. But the copy had all of that evidence too. The timer reached 20 seconds. He pressed both hands against the glass. I remember our first day at school, he said. I remember the night we thought nobody would come back. I remember promises you have never told anyone. He was right. If memory proved a mind, he had one. If fear proved a mind, he had one. If begging to live proved a mind, he had one. The machine still counted one. Maybe the machine was broken. That possibility made the choice worse. Some philosophers reject the entire setup. If two bodies truly match in every physical detail and do the same work, perhaps their experiences must match too. Perhaps an exact copy without consciousness is not a real possibility at all. Maybe consciousness is not an extra light hidden behind the machinery. Maybe the machinery doing this work is what the light looks like from the outside. If they are right, there were two conscious people in the room, and the machine was asking one of us to kill the other. If they are wrong, one body was only performing fear perfectly. The timer reached 10 seconds. We stopped testing. There was nothing left to measure. He looked at the switch beside his platform. Then he looked at me. I cannot prove I am in here, he said, but I cannot ask you to die. He pressed it. The lights on his side went dark. The exit opened. The red display still said one conscious mind detected. I walked out carrying all of his memories because they were mine too. But one memory now belonged only to me, the moment he chose. I turned back. The dark glass returned my own reflection. Looking exactly like me was no longer proof of anything. Maybe an empty copy performed the kindest act of my life. Or maybe someone was in there, and the last thing he experienced was saving a person who could never prove he existed.